Weili and Valentina. Again, I've been dreaming of about that fight for months, honestly. I was kind of bummed out when they announced the Tatiana fight, obviously, because I was like, oh crap, because we're not getting that. But finally, they're gonna square off. First of all, is it safe to assume that Weili is done with 115?
From what I understand, yes. I think that she's vacating the belt and going up and making the move. She's another one, never, doesn't really enjoy the weight cut. She never gets big, but she's just naturally just jacked. She's just a little ball of muscle. So I think that we're obviously in the latter stages of, she's done everything you can possibly do in that division. And now it's time to challenge herself. And obviously this kind of fight, these are the kind of fights finally, like, I was a little worried too, because the last I had heard a few months ago that it was Jindroba, she was going to fight again, and that we were going to, potentially lose this fight. Because these super fights don't, like, this is a legit super fight from two of the best fighters in the world, meeting each other, and it doesn't happen a lot. So I'm stoked that it's happening, and I think she's gonna, stay at 125, obviously, and defend that belt once she gets it.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like the women's MMA right now is in a little bit of a slump, I guess, or something. Maybe it's like, a little bit in those down phases, and just having this fight announced. I know we have Kayla and Amanda potentially, being spoken about, and that's also a huge fight. But for me, in women's MMA today, Valentina versus Weili is like pound for pound the best fight that you can make, and just the level of skill that these both possess. So how much does she work with you guys in Syndicate? Because I know she does a lot of her work in China, right?
Yeah, so she does, she lives in China, she does her work there, and then she usually starts camp and does it in, Bangtao in Thailand. She'll kind of do the pre-camp, and like for this one, we'll get like, I think 6 to 8 weeks for camp here in Vegas. But I mean, she's just, she is such a freaking athlete. Like, I think pound for pound, one of the most athletic women, men, fighter, anybody on the board. She is a specimen. She's crazy. Like, it's off the charts what she does. But she usually brings her own crew. She keeps a very tight knit group and brings in the people that she wants to bring in, and have them working for the, towards the goal of just what she needs. She doesn't jump into like open practices or anything like that. It's all set up specific for her. And so she has her sparring partners, she has people that we work with. A lot of the work at the PI, or she'll come in and, like we'll say, we'll do stuff after hours, at Syndicate. But we build it, basically just, it's built around her, what she needs, what she wants, what we think we're going to need for the camp. And then, they just, like I said, I'm fortunate enough to be able to be brought in to work with somebody like that. It's it's a dream come true, and amazing. And like I said, it's fights like this, those are the things I'm going to sit back and, when I'm old and crusty, or older and crustier. I'm pretty old and crusty now, but I go like, man, that was an awesome part of that. I tell my grandkids, man, grandpa was in the corner for that one. This is one of those fights.
Legendary. And it's so funny that she's in Thailand, because that's where Valentina trains as well. But I think she trains at Tiger Muay Thai.
Yeah, they train at different gyms.
Yeah,
so.
and the funny thing is that Valentina is actually one of her sparring partners is a Georgian girl. Elena Lolatz. Yeah. It's I saw her Instagram post and I recognized the girl. Yeah. Well, okay, John, last question, I promise, and I'll let you go get on with your day. Realistically, what would you say that would be the perfect scenario, just based on everything that you guys have done in these camps?
Weili and Valentina, I just, there's so many multiple ways. You're talking about two of the best fighters in the world. How that is going to go down, there's multiple ways it could go down. There's multiple ways that it's a very intriguing one to game plan for. I'll tell you this, because Valentina's tricky. But either way, I will tell you this: Weili is so on top of her game right now. And again, I stated a few years ago, like when I first started working with her, she's another one that is so good and is such a dominant world champion, and she's still getting better. So I really think that, in my mind, she's coming out with the victory in hand raised and that, and new 125-pound champ. I really couldn't at this point in time tell you how. I think I have a mindset in my head, but I have of what. But I truly do think that Weili gets that one done. Going to be a close fight. It's going to be a very close fight. Very technical. Maybe one of the most technical fights you've ever seen, especially in the women's division.
I think MMA fans were going to be appreciative of it all.
It's crazy to even be talking just as a fight fan and somebody who grew up loving this sport, like to be talking and analyzing about those fights, but to be in the position to be able to, I'm in the corner for those fights, working with people, it blows my mind. Just even I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, this is like a dream come true, and it really motivates me to just to keep getting better and doing better, and I take every fight that way, whether it's a world title fight or if it's the first fight on the card or if it's some Amy fight. I still try to be in every corner. I'm so blessed and fortunate and love this sport and love doing this. Like I can't imagine doing anything different. So from the highest, to the top to the bottom, it's just like I said, I always tell my guys, like, I haven't worked in the last 30 years. This is just, I love doing this shit, and to be able to be part of the things I get to be part of and the things that we're doing is amazing.
Oh, that's really, really awesome to hear. I feel the same way, and just having this interview and just talking to you, like for me, like I'm happy because this is what I love doing the most, and I'm so appreciative of you. I don't take that for granted for a second, and I'm always very grateful that you're so generous with your time, that you go in so many details, and it's I really do appreciate it so much. Again, thank you so very much. You have a wonderful day. Say hi to Merav and to the rest of the guys over there at Syndicate.
Will do. Thank you.
Bye-bye.